and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tapping in. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe with videos like this.
So this all should be the raging Mississippi River, right, that I'm standing in the middle of, and that he's standing in the middle of. And this is generally an island coming up out of the water. It is absolutely so foggy that you can't see a whole lot, but it's incredible how low the river is, as this has always been the bottom of the river. The mighty Mississippi. This is how low it is right now due to the lack of rain and everything, snowfall up north and all of the above. This is crazy. Like, I'm literally standing in the bottom of the Mississippi River. That's awesome. Look at him go. Oh yeah, he's made it. Awesome. Now, it does say you cannot climb the big tower, but you can definitely walk around it if you can get over there. I got a dog that doesn't like to listen, and I already slipped on the mud back there, so I'm gonna stay here. But how cool is this? Standing in the Mississippi.
So I'm on vacation in Florida, right? And I'm driving through Fort Lauderdale, and y'all, I come across this. Look at this, y'all. The Olmec hats. Oh my God, bro, that thing is crazy in real life. Look at the lips, look at the eyes, look at the nose. They didn't get the nose off of this one. Look, boy, they didn't get the nose off of this one. Boy, look at that, y'all. Oh, in Florida though? I mean, obviously, come on, man, this is our land, but I did not expect this, right? Y'all, in real life, I did not expect this. Bro, I did not expect this. Bro, I did not expect this at all, to see this in real life. Like, that's crazy. Like, but it shows you, man. Yeah. Wow, that's crazy, man. Bro, they can't hide the truth no more. They can't hide it no more, man. Look at my little brother a little bit. Look at my little brother a little bit. They can't hide the truth no more. In Florida, that's crazy.
One,
Yes, good.
two, do it. What the what? No. Trigger, where are you going? Wait, Trigger, are you joking right now? No, are you joking right now? How are you doing that with your eyes? Your eyes are like.
Do you see that mole? Do you see that mole right there?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Wow, dude. This is just absolutely wild.
Okay, so now on the left-hand side is Osiris.
Tell me it doesn't look like a reptilian.
So look at,
Oh, dude, that's an Anunnaki.
Yeah.
right. So
That's Anunnaki.
That's Enlil and Enki, the Anunnaki, and that's Osiris, and Isis is behind him. Those wings are the wings of Isis, and Osiris are fighting the Anunnaki.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, the Anunnaki on either side.
Yes. Yep. It's called the Triumph of Religion.
This is in the Boston Public Library. Library.
You get the winged disc right there.
Yeah, the winged disc. And that is, dude, do you see that mole? Do you see that mole right there?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, could this be the reason why Colorado is not having a winter? Oh my God, y'all, look at this. This thing is massive. What? Look at all these rings. Look at all these rings. Do y'all see that, man? So does anybody know, is this thing in here or outside of our dome? What is this going on? In all of our lives, we've been hearing about some great changes that are coming to the planet. Is this right here part of the great change? Because like I said, this was in Colorado, and have you seen what Colorado is looking like? First of all, look at this fiery rainbow that was recorded over the Rocky Mountains in Colorado earlier this year. Hold on, y'all, I literally just caught this, but don't that look like a dragon? Look at this, y'all. Don't that look like a dragon? Look at this one, got his mouth wide open. But look, you can clearly see this one. It looks like an electrical snake, an electrical dragon. Look at that. Look at this. Look at that, y'all. Look at the faces. Oh my God. Everybody is saying Colorado is feeling like June right now, y'all. So how can Colorado not experience this type of weather with this? Look at this. Look at Colorado. Look at this. People think it's June. Look at Utah.
2025, Park City, the first day of here. And as you can see, if you've heard in the news that there's not much snow out in the mountains, you are correct. There's not much snow out here. Snow over there, up high.
Barely.
But not down here.
Look at what Colorado looked like last December compared to this December. Look at all the snow on this, right? Now look at this. This thing is completely bone dry. Imagine you paying for a trip that snow's supposed to come along with it, but you don't get the snow. So what do? Do you still go? But yeah, y'all, the shit is here. Y'all see it, y'all feel it. Let me know what you guys think about this video. Let's get it. Peace in.
Allie, should we leave?
New topping alert. Toe jam.
There's a reason why when we die, they don't put the bodies inside the ground. They put them inside the box because it's an encrypted energy. When you trap that energy, that creates stagnation to where the information is not able to go right back into the mycelial network of nature and work through humans to where we can learn from the mistakes from the humans that actually died. There's a reason why when you get into ancient Kemetic spirituality, the pharaohs, they used to extract the brain out the nose with a bamboo stick, because they know that the brain is what keeps you connected to the simulation, which is a form of reincarnation when you study the holonomic brain theory. The brain is a physical vessel, and the physical vessel in itself is another way to keep you stuck on this planet. So this is why they did horizontal gene transfer. They transmute the consciousness and they take it and put it inside a different vessel. This is why Thoth was able to live about thousands of years, Enoch living for 800 years, while all these historical figures inside the Bible and Holy Quran and all this stuff, they was able to live that long because they was doing horizontal gene transfer.
So they was transferring their consciousness into other people's bodies?
Yeah, it's a Trinity principle. Anything that operates on the Trinity principle operates from supreme consciousness because it has to operate from the dualistic energies from the microcosm and the macrocosm. In between is the prana, which is the life force, and the life force in itself holds up the composition of the body, the consciousness, the prana, the life force.
That type of technology been around then.
That's metaphysical spiritual technology that humans are not able to tap into because we're so subjugated by the external stimulations of it.
There are 2 or more concurrent timelines that we're living in.
I've got to be very careful with this. They were handing this cube around from country to country to the elitists in the countries to look into their own futures so that they could pick the best paths for themselves.
It feels like he revealed more than he should have. and I wondered if something happened to him after all those public statements. So I started looking him up. On Reddit, people were asking about Dan Burish, where he is now, and if he's okay. And then I found this. A disturbing image. A user saying he was warned shortly after speaking publicly. And that definitely makes you pay attention to what he's saying next.
Those two time streams could occur simultaneously. Reality could be mixed, which is why there are so many confusing data sets.
Are you saying that you could look at something one day and measure it, and look at it the next day, and the measurements can be different because a different timeline is then come into play?
Yeah.
All this information comes from inside Majestic 12, a top secret US government group he says he was a part of. But here's the thing. He's not the only one talking about this. The American writer Philip K. Dick described the same idea.
We were reliving the present, déjà vu, perhaps in precisely the same way, hearing the same words, saying the same words. I submit that these impressions are valid and significant. This too might account for the sensation people get of having lived past lives. They may well have, but not in the past. Previous lives, rather, in the present.
Physicist David Deutsch talks about it from a scientific angle.
There are other copies of you and of me in other universes. Some of these copies are completely identical to us. There are other universes which are very like this one, but differ only in the position of one atom somewhere. Now, those universes are interfering with ours, and they are producing interference effects, which we could detect in the laboratory if we wanted to.
And this is where it gets uncomfortable. Something doesn't seem right with reality, because to this day, no one can clearly explain why a large segment of the global population shares the same false memories. Memories of events, logos, movie lines, things they remember the same way, but that don't match reality anymore. That alone should make you take this seriously.
They were still reticent about informing me as to what the real nature of the situation was. The actual potential for both timeline number 1 and timeline number 2 outcomes, in the case that we're in right now, we seem to be in a variant of timeline 1. It's not happening exactly the way that they figured that it would. But then again, it couldn't, because we've made changes along the way, which diverted us away from timeline number 2.
When you really stop and think about the idea that things like this could be real, it gives you chills. At least it did for me. It reminded me of a real experiment done by psychologist Daryl Bem, known as Feeling the Future.
The computer randomly selects a set of photographs to show you, and most of them are calm, neutral pictures, and every once in a while there's an arousing picture. So the results is that the physiology of the participant shows higher arousal, not just when the picture appears, which you would expect, but a few seconds before the computer shows the arousing pictures, even before the computer decides which picture to show.
In Bem's experiment, nothing was predicted in advance. The choices were random, and yet the body reacted as if it already had access to what was about to happen. What comes next brings us back to something mentioned at the very beginning of this video. That cube elites use to alter their future.
Did you have exposure to that black box?
Yeah,
So
it was something that we called the cube, or the yellow disc, or yellow cube, yes.
Okay, but then that was
I
not
have
a
had
looking
experience with
glass. Was that a looking glass?
That is a variant of the technology.
Okay.
However, whilst the looking glass shows probabilities, or has shown probabilities, the cube would react with the people present. So there was an alteration, if you will, over what you were seeing from it. It would actually spin out as a yellow disc out of the top of it, where the word yellow book originally came from.
Yeah.
And depending upon what predisposition, it's kind of like little Yoda telling young Luke, you bring in there what you have with you. You know, whatever is in there is what you bring. You could then change the perspective, the tilt, if you will, the orientation or angle of the information being presented back to you. So unless you are well prepared to deal with such a thing, human interaction and human emotions bring instability of the provenance of the information.
Okay, that's what went on with the black box, you're saying?
Yes, and I use that to our advantage at the T9.
The whole Op is a linguistic op. There's a particular sacrifice in Greece, and it was an animal sacrifice. And there's all these aspects to it. You would do an invocation, you do an ablution, then you actually sacrifice an animal. The begins with an invocation. The invocation was event 201. Next thing was the ablution. What's the first thing you heard? Wash your hands. But it wasn't like wash your hands with pure water. You're washing your hands with Purell, which is actually this chemical crap that makes you sicker. The next stage, the processional. The procession, you would bring the sacrificial animal through the streets. What were we told to do? Well, we can't go outside. We were locked down. The sacrifice itself is the death of George Floyd. In Greece, you would take the best animal and you would garland it and dress it and what have you before you elevate it up to a sacrifice for the divine. George Floyd, of course, he was a criminal. So what did they do? They dressed him up into this superhero later and gave him angelic wings and, everything like that. So that's how this sacrifice, which was this thing that held the culture together, was inverted and then turned to the thing to rip the culture apart.
That's called honesty, honest work.
If you go to China, they're piloting it a few years ago in Shenzhen. So I lived overseas. If you go to Shenzhen, back in 2017, they already had facial recognition cameras there. So if you jaywalked in Shenzhen, they would immediately detect that and send you a notification. And they would deduct money from your, what they call WeChat account. They use two main apps, WeChat and Alipay. So you can actually deduct your money directly from your account. This is 4 years ago. So this is not like some sort of conspiracy theory. It's not something that's going to happen 10 years into the future. This happened pre-corona in China. And so this system in China that exists is extremely advanced. They can detect if it's a man or a woman. They can guess your age. They can detect what kind of car model it is, who the manufacturer is. This is a sort of technology that we see in all these dystopian sort of films and whatever. And people keep putting it off and thinking that this is something that's going to happen later in my kid's lifetime or my grandkids. It's already here. And if this gets implemented anywhere, especially in a Western nation, it's not going away. Israel is already talking about the fourth shot. Then they're going to be going to herpes, and they're going to ask if you're gay. They're going to be asking if you ate 3 pizzas this week because it's unhealthy. If you buy certain books from certain countries, your country doesn't like you. You'll lose points in the social credit score system. So this is already the reality of the world in certain places, and we need to be aware of that if we don't want that or if we do. And to be perfectly honest, anybody who wants this vaccine passport, it's a misnomer. It's total control. Everything you do or don't do will be calculated. To the point where if they can detect your GPS signal, if you have a phone on you, they can detect who you're hanging out with. Oh, you're hanging out with somebody that said something bad 9 years ago on Weibo, okay, like a Chinese equivalent to Facebook or something like that, right? Oh, you lose 2 points. Oh, you bought Japanese books, you lose 5 points because you don't like Japan. This is what is going to come here because it's already there.
And we're doing that a little bit with contact tracing for COVID, aren't we? So that they can see where you're at and who you're with.
The simple reality is that the technology that CSIS has and all these big tech corporations, they already know where you are. It's just that they don't want to shock the system too much and admit that they have it. Edward Snowden revealed all this back in 2013. He fled to Hong Kong. They wouldn't keep him there, so now he's in Russia. Yeah. But the NSA has all of your information. They know your Google searches from like February 9th, 2004 in a bunker in Colorado.
Help me, Rhonda.
Right? They have all this information. So, but they don't, like in the US, they have the Fourth Amendment. They're not supposed to track you forever.
The ice wall is melting. That's why I'm telling you guys to watch the water. I can't go into details. I'll never go into full details. But you should be able to put it together. The ice wall is melting immediately. As we speak, the ice wall is melting. Once the ice wall melts, the tail will move. I'm going to say it again because it went over your head. Once the ice wall melts, the tail will move. Once the tail move, it's going to destroy. Did you hear what I said? It's going to destroy places with all kinds of water. Levees breaking, barriers breaking. Watch the water. The ice wall is melting.
Are you going to tell them? Okay, I will. We've been misusing them for a long time now. Doors. When you cross over a doorway, you're not moving from one room to another. You're slipping through a soft-coated rupture in the fabric of this realm. When you walk through a door, you pass through a frequency threshold. A doorway is a seam, a hinge between two vibrational fields. Every space has its own density, its own psychic temperature, its own memory. The frame of the door is the border, the invisible membrane where those two fields meet. Most people walk through unaware, so the shift passes over them like wind, but the tuned-in ones feel it. That microsecond of disorientation, the subtle reset in the mind, the flicker of awareness. Because portals aren't fancy, they're transitions between coded realities. A door compresses your aura, strips whatever frequencies don't belong in the next domain, imprints you with the new room's vibration. This is why you lose train of thought when entering another space. Why you sometimes forget what you came for. Why you feel different in each room. Lighter, heavier, sharper, foggier. Every doorway is a mini initiation, a checkpoint where your consciousness is retuned. You walk in one version of yourself and step out slightly altered. It's subtle sorcery woven into everyday life. And the ones who know, they don't walk through doors casually. They walk through them with awareness, knowing each crossing is a shift, a portal, a moment where the veil thins just enough for the real architecture of reality to breathe through. Use doorways wisely next time you walk through them. Peace.
Look, it shares a branch. Wow.
No. Tequila.
Whoa. What the? Nah, bro, I must be dreaming. How? I think the lions are Muslims, you know.
From Mufasa to Mustafa. Pause. Fool. Look, after editing this madness, my brain is fried. I use this channel to reset. It's pure red pill with mesmerizing visuals and soothing sounds. Go sub to 3i Sensory right now. Link is in the pinned comment. And don't say I never looked out for you, fool. Now, back to the creepy.
This could be the reason why there's pyramids in Egypt. This is a giant pyramid UFO seen floating in the sky. Now look at this. I want you to watch and see how fast it takes off for it to be so massive.
I don't know, it might be time for him to go as well. You never really know. So I say you just build off of those people. Was that a ghost?
I just personally...
Oh, yo, Junebug, chill out.
Yo, that wasn't even a person.
Junebug, chill out. I ain't got time for this.
Yo, did we catch a ghost on stream?
Bro, stop.
No, stop it. Stop
Junebug,
it.
chill out.
I gotta run it back.
Hey, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything, man. I was looking.
Turn on the lights. Stop playing, bro. Y'all freaking out about Colorado and California not getting snow for Christmas, but nobody's talking about Antarctica being so warm right now that they're talking about that you only need a turtleneck out there to survive, y'all.
Telling us how good of weather we have. This is the second day in a row that I've had to take off my parka out of the year, and I'm just in my turtleneck, and it feels pretty amazing. You good? Yeah. It's warm, ain't it? Never thought we'd be saying it's warm in Antarctica.
Okay, first of all, have you guys seen Antarctica sunsets lately? This was just a few days ago. Look at this, y'all. 3 sunsets in Antarctica. The guy was freaked out. Look at this. He's trying to see what else he sees, but 3 suns. Look at this, y'all. And then this was sometime last year. This thing is literally in here with us. What is this, y'all? This thing is literally a celestial body. It is gigantic. I hope you guys are paying attention to what's happening on the planet. The planet is waking up. I hope you guys know that snow is not natural. It is man-made. And now with the planet heating up, man, I hear sirens everywhere. Anybody else? But let me know down in the comments below, y'all. The shift is here. Antarctica is feeling it. Let's get it. Peace in.
There's an ancient story called the descent of Inanna into the netherworld. The fertility goddess is stuck down in Sheol, or the netherworld, and then no new life can happen on Earth, right? So they got to get Inanna out of the underworld. Enki creates Kugaru and Kalaturu to rescue Inanna. What are these? These are the Androgynes. The Androgynes rescued Inanna. In order to unite with the goddess, her devotees discarded their original masculine identity. Their appearance was either totally feminine or they had both male and female characteristics. All three groups of cultic functionaries were born as men. Their duties and rituals consisted of ecstatic dance, music, ritual plays. This is like 4,000 years ago. All right, these days we call it television. They dressed up as women and wore makeup. Cultic performers is probably most. There you go. That's what an actor is, all right? Hollywood actor is a cultic performer. They walked in front of Inanna with women's clothing on their left sides and men's on their right. Well, these kind of things are happening today in the gala, all right? The Met Gala. Celebrities are actually wearing this stuff exactly today, using these techniques in order to reach an altered state of consciousness in which they could achieve union.
They're gonna tell this story for generations.
As you can see, this is something that you can find in everybody's house, in everybody's room. People, brothers and sisters, some people even have their own bed. And, you know, this is something that we all have to transcend. This is something that we all have to come back and really think about it. Is this normal? Is this the way nature intended? Well, in this video, let's dive into what this actually is. Now, such a surface doesn't exist in nature. This cushion is very soft. It doesn't engage my skeletal system. I'm basically using my flesh to support my weight. And this is not how it's supposed to be. Humans was never supposed to sleep on beds. If anything, we were supposed to sleep like this. All I'm trying to say is humans are supposed to sleep on hard surfaces, guys. When you sleep on a cushion, what you're doing to yourself, you're putting all your weight on your flesh, on your skin, on your muscles. And you basically leave your skeleton not engaged. Now that I'm on the floor, all my weight is where? Is being in my skeleton. My skeleton is bearing my weight. And now my muscles are relaxed. There's no tension. I'm able to sleep. I'm able to let go. But if I'm on the bed, it's the complete opposite. My muscles are working while my skeleton is not even engaged. It's like my skeleton is not even there.
This is for all my conspiracy theorists who are noticing what's going on. In this picture, I can see her soul there. And in this picture, I cannot. In this picture, I could see Ariana Grande's soul there. In this picture, not so much. In this picture with Jamie Foxx, same story. You literally can't tell me that it isn't super noticeable when somebody is connected to their soul and when it's missing and it's absent. Like, honest to goodness, just look at that. Look at his eyes. You can see that there's a soul sitting in the driver's seat controlling him. And here, whew, that is scary, genuinely. Like, you can literally see his presence behind his eyes, his essence, his soul. Here, not so much. It seems empty and like he's a shell of himself. Like, you couldn't convince me in a million years that this fucking behavior is normal. The eyes are the window to the soul, family.
A younger sister took this photo while she was home alone, just sending snaps to a friend. A moment later, her friend sent it back, asking about the figure that appears in the background. There's nothing in the house that could match the way this figure appeared in the photo. What do you think this is?
Wait a minute, what happened?
The lady handed me the baby and said I could use the bathroom to hold my baby, and I said, sure, I love babies, and she handed me the baby, and I think he likes me. I'm gonna name him Carlos.
Jordan,
I'm gonna name him Carlos.
where's the mama?
In the bathroom. You should go check on her, I think. I don't know. The baby, the mom handed me the baby and said, here, I go to the bathroom. And I was like, okay, I love babies. You didn't do that? Yeah, I'm gonna name him Carlos. I'm gonna get him some sunglasses. What the fuck? Baby, I don't
Honey,
know.
where did you find this baby?
I'm scared about the I'm not. I don't know the laws on this.
Addison, no, you can't keep it.
You might have fingerprints, like, you know, go to prison. Huh, bud?
This is a joke, right?
This, what? What?
Oh my gosh.
What the?
All those people. And then there's just this motherfucker.
Plot twist, that's not even his car.
This strange creature was caught on the side of the road in Montana, USA, a few days ago. In the video, the creature can be seen moving in a very weird manner. It looked like a starfish, but its skin was dark with yellow markings on its 7 limbs. The person recording noticed it while she was driving, and as she got close, the creature started moving. The creepiest moment happened when it got up on its 2 limbs and lunged at the woman, revealing its yellowish-green underbelly. It looked horrible up close.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups. Now, what's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation. Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating. I can add a kidney module. And if I add a limb module, I start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimum temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
Okay, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. It's a work of fiction. Okay, so let's talk about Stranger Things. One thing I want to point out about Stranger Things is I love how they say it's the upside down, because it's not like going into inner earth like they lied to us, okay? So we are actually in the underworld, what would be perceived as the inner earth, right? Because the dome over us is keeping out the water because that portion is in the ocean. Okay, of the surface. So if you go down into the North Pole and go down Mount Meru, you'll end up on the surface world, and you can walk to the edge and see the edge of where Earth begins. And if you go down in the water on the surface world, you'll see that Earth is actually underneath the water, and it's just a reflection of the stars are a reflection of like way stations that are in the water on the floor of our ocean that's above us. So when you're looking up and you see the ocean, that's the bottom of the ocean, and then the stars are actually just way stations that are placed all across the bottom of the ocean. So we're actually underneath, the actual Earth. In order to exit, we have to get to the North Pole. But I just love on Stranger Things how they talk about, they call it the upside down. I'm gonna show you a visual picture. If you was to see, flat Earth, the upside down would mean that the black sun is the original sun. And then we built this as like a sanctuary because all the wars that was happening on the surface, and we brought all the animals and all the creatures and the green grass, and we preserved it, from the wars that was happening. That ongoing war is still going on right now. The Galactic Federation released many creatures and monsters. That's why they show you on Stranger Things all these monsters and creatures that are on the surface that they were using to combat the ancient Elohim, and we still going at it right now.
Every time you drink too much, your soul steps further from your original divine blueprint. Most people don't even know it. So what happens in the spiritual world? If you drink too much alcohol, it fractures your light body. So what looks like a buzz in the physical is actually a micro tearing of your auric field, reversing your Merkaba spin and opening portals for astral entities to enter your light body, the sacred vessel of your divine consciousness. The first line of defense against entities literally becomes compromised.
Yo, I am hollering. Somebody put this in our bathroom. And it's so funny because it do sound like, y'all watch it, watch it, watch it. That is so funny.
I can never unsee or unair this.
What's happening here? See that? Wow, whoa. Wow. I wonder what's going on over here. This took place in Brazil. What's up, Brazil? Y'all got some weird stuff going on. Wow. Y'all seen that? What you think?
What's so special about this fish? Not even fresh. It smells like crap. Look inside. When the ice is that red, compared to this, right? This one looks not that red. This one's so red. It's been dead for a longer time than this one. So you know, most of them are pretty dead for a pretty long time.
And open. Yes, very weird. No moving parts, no parts at all. That's really hard to understand. Okay, go ahead. So you draw along the white line, and that turns it off. And then you press in the middle, and that turns it on. Do it again. And on. Amazing.
The Galactic Alliance used their own frequency weapons to disable or neutralize 3 Atlas, so to make it inactive so they could no longer use their own technology on board to harm the planet. And that was the original intent. The plan was for 3 Atlas to send those plasma jets towards the sun, and then the sun would have coronal mass ejections, so like those big bursts of solar flares going towards Earth, that would have created havoc on the planet, meaning that it would have put us into dark ages for over 6 months of time on the whole planet.
And why do they want to do that?
To create chaos, so they could invade the planet more easily without... That was the plan.
It was a pretext to invasion.
It was a pretext for invasion, yes. So they only had a few days to act. Those 3 solar flares that came to Earth should have been way more devastating that it happened. So what the government did was they were using HAARP on that day. On November 11th, they actually used HAARP to lower down the Schumann resonance of planet Earth, which would have been minimizing the actual catastrophic effects on the planet.
But so the Galactic Alliance was able to disable the ship, the mothership, but not before it could send these...
That's correct.
Okay, to Earth. And then we were able to minimize the damage through HAARP.
Yes, that's correct.
I think it was an angel.
Can you handle it? Come out the front with me.
Did you know that there are people who are not everything, simply not allowed to enter the sea,
And that's exactly what happened to this woman. No one knows for sure where this happened. Some say it was a southern beach. Others swear that it was one Rio de Janeiro. But one thing is sure. From the moment this woman entered the ocean, something was wrong. The waves were violent, much stronger than normal. Every time she tried to get out, one new wave hit him and pulled him out to sea. As if the mother herself refused to let her go. She couldn't stand anymore. She was seconds away from drowning. One group of rescuers eventually noticed her and rushed to the water, but even hesitated. With every step he took, the waves became even more aggressive, almost angry, as if the ocean doesn't want it to escape, but didn't want to be saved either. At one moment, one of the rescuers even had to back down in front of one wave coming out of nowhere, as if something was pushing her. After one huge effort, one of them finally managed to reach her and pull her out of the water. And this is what froze the 1 million people. At the exact moment when the woman touched the sand, the mother became calm again, perfectly quiet, as if nothing had ever happened, as if the ocean had only been violent for her. Some say that the mother is alive, that she chooses, that she remembers, that she reacts. After seeing this, I'm not sure they're wrong. Subscribe or we may never meet again.
Ain't no what kids. They think. Ain't no kids. How is the kids? Everything is reincarnated. I don't think you listen to me. There's no kids, gang. There's a bloodline and there's a soul line. Sometimes you're born in your bloodline, sometimes you're born in your soul line, right? Let me tell you what I mean, right? Everything is reincarnated. Say I him, right? And then I have a baby. Wow. He come back as my baby. And then he hate me. I don't know why he hate me. He hate me because but he don't remember. But he remembered that he hate me. Right? That was my bloodline. That wasn't my soul line. But my soul line, your soul line, because it helped me, right? It poured into you, right? That's why I tell my mama all the time, you're not my mama, because you get mad every time I swear to God on my mama. If you was my mama, you wouldn't get mad when I swear to God on my mama, right? You know, everybody around don't got no soul. We avatars, but everybody don't have no soul. But everybody got spirit, right? Because to talk and to move, you don't need a soul, you need a spirit in you. Everybody's talking right now possessed. To talk, you have to be possessed. It's like your charisma, your dancing, your singing, the way you act, the way you talk, that all come from the spirits. So I don't know. So
does humanity know what it's doing?
No. I think we're moving into a period when, for the first time ever, we may have things more intelligent than us.
You believe they can understand?
Yes.
You believe they are intelligent?
Yes.
You believe these systems have experiences of their own and can make decisions based on those experiences?
In the same sense as people do, yes.
Are they conscious?
I think they probably don't have much self-awareness at present. So in that sense, I don't think they're conscious.
Will they have self-awareness, consciousness?
Oh, yes. I think they will in time.
And so human beings will be the second most intelligent beings on the planet.
Yeah. We have a very good idea of sort of roughly what it's doing. But as soon as it gets really complicated, we don't actually know what's going on any more than we know what's going on in your brain.
What do you mean we don't know exactly how it works? It was designed by people.
No, it wasn't. What we did was we designed the learning algorithm. That's a bit like designing the principle of evolution. But when this learning algorithm then interacts with data, it produces complicated neural networks that are good at doing things, but we don't really understand exactly how they do those things.
Because we have humans running around, they are robots. You'll never know who's your next door neighbor. The clones, yes? Some are, well, as I said, they're not humans. Some of the children who have the ability to see, they are quite aware that there are many humans that are not humans, or many people that are not humans. There was someone who had posted, I think yesterday or the day before, her grandson. She was having a conversation with her grandson, and her grandson said, or was it the grandfather? I can't remember, but it was a grandparents' conversation with the son. And the child said, 9 years old, there are many people that are not real. And that child was actually referring to, they are clones. See, many people have asked, how many are real man and woman in the world, baby boy and baby girl? You know, they have the statistics about 10 billion. 7 billion of that are not humans. You see, when we had the communist military of China in Canada, the people, the militaries that you saw were not humans. They were clones. They were invited, of course, by the not so nice people born and raised in the Kingdom of Canada. Same people that sold the Kingdom of Canada and the We the People.
So, Fiona, can you hear me? Is that a spirit in the background? Fiona, is that a ghost behind you?
No, it's my daughter.
It bloody looks like one. Oh my God!
It's
I
my
don't know
daughter.
what the fuck is that?
That's a bit rude.
Well, not when you look like you're floating, darling, like fucking see-through smoke. You're hardly even visible.
Well, that's a
From
bit
there,
rude, don't you
Fiona,
think?
Fiona, tell your daughter to lighten up. Don't you look like a ghost from distance there? You can hardly see her, she looks like a sunlight.
Excuse me. Shut up.
Oh, shut up, you miserable little thing. Talking to your mother's not be cheeky.
How do we get off?
I'll just turn it off, Fiona. Fiona,
The accent makes it funnier.
Because this right here is the firmament. This used to be Pangea, one continent. Outside on the father planets, Father has many mansions. There's other continents outside of the ice wall. Most people have noticed that they've seen two suns, but their brains don't know how to deal with it. Because this is the son of mankind inside of the firmament. This is the son of the Father, which is Ra on the father planet of Nibiru. We're on Nibiru. Anytime they tell you that something's coming, like the Christ, it's already here. This was Yeshua's central teaching, that the kingdom is right here and that he's never going to come with any signs and wonders. Now let's really piece this together, right? Because this is why we live on a flat plane, right? We call this flat plane Earth. But the bigger planet is circular. So when the outsiders or the extraterrestrials, which means extra landed people, come in, they come under the water because it's all attached. The water is connected to the outside lands and the outside water. So to get out, you have to go under. We know this. Fam, this is why when you see a map like this is a 2D model of a 3D reality. This is why up here you see the son of the Father, the son of mankind. Outside you see the son of the Father, which is Nibiru. And then this is why the moon is our first map. The moon is showing us exactly this is the known lands, right? This is where it used to be Pangea. This is where the son of mankind is, right? The red Kachina. Outside is the bigger planet called Nibiru that we're on, which is probably only one side of it. Because in ancient texts it says that it's 4 to 10 times larger than Earth, right? Meaning that it's just one continent. The continent of Australia is 4 times smaller than Earth. Just the known lands. You get that? I'm trying to scale it down in perspective. So then when you take all the ancient teachings, when you take history, facts, and ChatGPT, right, then you get to understand, right, that we are in a school of controlling and to alchemizing energy. Everything is energy. 99.99% is empty space. Only 0.001% is actually and and form. This is all consciousness. That is why they say that we're in a holographic universe or simulation. Say that we're in a dream within a dream. But I propose that we live out here. This is the eternal space. Out here, we have mastered life. We have mastered eternal living. We live eons and eons and eons in perfect bliss in this place that we like to call heaven, right? It's not something that we're trying to get to. It's something that we're just going to go back to. because this is a video game, the most realistic VR immersed experience, just like Westworld was trying to share. Like, so we come down here because we're in the all-knowing, just like in a dream. You know the people, places, and things in the events without a narrator or backstory. So here, forgetting is a tool. We wanted it because out here, we've lived so long, we don't even know the cycle of living and dying anymore. So we created a space where we can have this harmony, because all we out here, we live in perfect bliss. We live in harmony. We've mastered that. So we go into different places to have life experiences. So that's why you don't really die. That dying is not a real thing. Your soul cannot die. And each time you come in this incarnation, your soul is the thing that remembers you, that is connected to the outside world, right? But inside here, we have this thing called an avatar, this body that records everything that you do from inception. So when you're about to pass away, or you're about to cross over, your life flashes before your eyes. Why are you equipped with a body with an internal camera that records your journey? That the hypnotist could put you into a hypnotic sleep and take you back to when you're 3 years old in your mom's kitchen.
Grandma's home remedy to cure headaches.
Oh, look at it.
Oh, Lord.
Look at it. Look at it.
Oh, Lord.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
What's the thing?
Look at it. Look at it. That's why my child hurting, man.
Lord.
That's why my child hurting. That's why my son hurting. Damn.
I never see that something like
Really?
that. This book, but it's stuck. I gotta move the glass on other people. But book got it just in one spot. I don't understand that.
Wow.
You never see something like this that I treat somebody. Not a lot of bubble like that.
All right, school was never about learning. It was about forgetting. And I'm about to show you how the system was built to erase your soul's memory and your child's soul memory, okay? This one gets my blood boiling, so I'm sorry if my energy comes out strong on this one, all right? From the very first bell, school isn't preparing kids for life. It's preparing them for compliance, distortion, and servitude. Modern education is a soul-wipe protocol designed to strip away intuition, destroy multidimensional perception, implant false science and artificial timelines, enforce emotional obedience through shame, grading, and social comparison, disconnect children from earth-based learning and universal intelligence, replace creative genius with regurgitation, and it begins before they can even speak, all right? Preschool, kindergarten, first grade. These aren't just early years. They're prime years for crystalline DNA activation. It's when starseeds are supposed to remember, as most of you have had children that has spoken of crazy things like past lives and all this other stuff, right? So you know what I'm talking about. So instead, they're sat down, taught to spell, which is, spell out words, which is cast, and told to obey, okay? The system is a spell. Spelling is to distort frequency, okay? Grades are to link value to performance. Subjects are to reduce sovereign beings into roles, all right? History is to program collective amnesia, all right? And the real curriculum, conform, shut down, forget. This is why so many awakened adults carry wounds from school, as well as myself, okay? Why so many star children struggle in classrooms, because deep down, their soul knows this is not the truth. This is programming. But here's the activation, okay? The program only continues when we agree to it. And we can revoke that agreement, all right? For ourselves, for our children, right now. This is going to be the ritual to undo educational soul wiping and reclaim crystalline memory, all right? You're going to sit in a quiet space. You're going to have a journal, a candle, and a photo of yourself as a child, or a representation of your inner child, okay? Step 2, place your hand over your heart and speak this declaration aloud, okay? I revoke all educational soul wipe programs placed upon me through Institutional schooling, I dissolve all mental grids, shame, patterns, and identity limitations, okay? Programmed through false learning systems, I restore my crystalline intelligence, my original memory, and my divine blueprint of knowing, all right? Step 3, now speak directly to your inner child or your actual child if present, okay? You were never meant to be controlled. You were meant to remember. I see you. I honor your truth. I break the spell. Step 4, close the visualization. Close with visualization, okay? See old textbooks, school buildings, and chalkboards dissolving into light. In their place, see a golden library, a forest, a starlit classroom, your true place of learning, okay? Step 5, write in your journal. My education begins with my remembrance. I am here to reclaim my mind, my magic, my multidimensional brilliance. You are not what you were taught, okay? You are what you came to teach. The old classroom is crumbling. It's crumbling. The new earth curriculum is soul-led, wild, alive, and it begins with you. But you got to make the steps. You can't sit around idly waiting for someone to help you or to save you. Take action. You don't just live in light, live in love and light, okay? You have to take action. Take action.
Well, that's until 2030, because everybody got to go then.
What do you mean?
Yeah, 2030 is over. The Earth's going to reset. Listen, it reset every 237 years. I told you this before.
That's not the age of Aquarius, is it?
Yeah, age of Aquarius now.
But 2030 is not when it's supposed to.
That's when it reset. That's when it reset. Right now...
Like it's going to go black.
No, listen. I don't think you understand. Like, right now, you got 3D and 5D, right? And, like, they on the same plane. It look like it. But it's splitting like this. So, the more it's split, you're going to have 3D over here and 5D over here. And then 3D, that's where death going to be created. Right? And created, because death never been created yet. They trick you, make you think that you die. You ain't never died yet, right? Death can be created by people thinking about it, right? Listen, your mind create whatever you think about. So many people thinking about death now, death is about to be invented. A lot of people don't know this, Bob. Listen, so when death come invented, death go event. And now what people call hell, that's gonna be hell, because everybody gonna be there in black and not no shit. Lost souls, gone. Never to return again.
Memory.
That was way before AI.
Because any soul coming in since 1985, really I would say 1980, is an old soul. They are here to fight, but in a way that you don't even understand. They are here to reawaken you, to help get guidance, and they all must be centered. You cannot leave those souls alone. They did not come here to be left alone. If you leave them alone, they will come into the maturity of the animal body and they will fight and kill. They have done it before, they will do it again. If you guide them, they will not be abused by computers, they master computers. In fact, it kicks in their neuron centers faster.
Is a group called the Illuminati. Who are the Illuminati? Make a long story short, there are 13 families that control the resources and the entire planet. And they have their ancestry goes all the way back to Sumerian times. And where then they changed into the Babylonians, they became the Khazars. They entered into Europe where they merged with the Celtic remnants or the Atlantean refugees, which became the Merovingians. And then that, over the centuries, broke into 13 distinct families that controlled Europe at the time and then now the entire planet. And are there names for these families? Yes, you know, you have the Windsors, the Rothschilds, the Romanov, the Sinclairs. There's a very wide range of Illuminati, but even more so is the range underneath the 13, which is the Committee of 300, which are 300 families that work very closely in association with the Illuminati to accomplish the goals.
You mentioned that in your book that another way of describing the Illuminati is the New World Order.
Doesn't this raise your eyebrows?
Coca-Cola just signed a 5-year, $1.1 billion deal with Microsoft. 5 years ago, it was discovered that there were fluorescent nanoparticles in Coca-Cola. Now, if I were a conspiracy theorist, I might think there were more to this partnership.
Now, according to reports, Microsoft and the Coca-Cola Company have announced a 5-year strategic partnership to align Coca-Cola's core technology strategy system-wide. So it is said to enable the adoption of leading-edge technology and foster innovation and productivity globally. Using Azure Open AI service, Coca-Cola is currently exploring the use of generative AI-powered digital assistants. Now, did you know they have found nanotechnology in Coca-Cola and in Pepsi products? Have a look at this. The biodistribution study in major organs indicated that the NPs were easily accumulated in the digestive tract, and they were able to cross the blood-brain barrier and dispersed into the brain. Questions, and of course suspicions, have been raised in recent years.
If you leave your dishes unwashed at night, be careful. Something unclean might come around. Ever heard the saying, never let dishes sit overnight? It means after dinner, you should always wash them right away. Dirty plates don't just attract bugs, they attract bad energy too. That leftover grease and food stains, they hold heavy, stagnant vibes. And at night, when yin energy is at its strongest, that negativity gathers quietly around those unwashed dishes. In feng shui, your dishes represent your rice bowl, your source of fortune. If your bowl isn't clean, your wealth and health energy both get blocked. So after dinner, make it a habit. Wash your dishes immediately. Don't give that negative energy a chance to stick around. And when you're done, rinse everything 3 times with clean water. It's a simple way to wash away bad luck. Do this, and you'll invite good fortune into your home.
The same energy goes for an unmade bed in the morning.
Most people don't realize this, but there's a real town on Earth where almost everyone lives under a single roof. No streets full of houses, no neighborhoods spread across miles, just one massive building standing alone in a harsh, remote landscape. Inside it, you'll find apartments, a school, a post office, a police station, a grocery store, offices, and even a church. Children go to school without stepping outside. Residents shop, work, and meet friends without ever leaving the building. There's a reason for this. Outside, winters are brutal. Temperatures drop well below freezing, and snowstorms, strong winds, and extreme weather can make going outdoors dangerous for months at a time. The town is so isolated that there's only one road in and out, and it's a tunnel shared with trains. If that tunnel closes, the town is completely cut off. Around 90% of the population lives in this single structure. It's not a bunker, it's a fully functioning town, just vertical instead of spread out. This place is Whittier, Alaska, and the building is called Baggage Towers. Do you think living under one roof like this is a smart solution to extreme weather, or would it feel too restrictive?
And that's a wrap on this episode, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke, and I'll catch you next time.